Hello. Are we live? Hi, everyone. Welcome to Roofer Builds. We're really excited to have you here. My name is Mackenzie. You might recognize me from some of the previous master classes. I'm a product marketing manager here, so I work really closely with our product team, who you will meet some of today, and our sales and our marketing teams. And my favorite part of my job is I get to talk to all of our customers. So today we are going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be presenting the last 6 months of work that has been going on in Roofr, and we'll be doing a bunch of feature demos, but really we're going to be talking about what those changes in Roofr's platform mean for your workflow and your overall efficiency in your day-to-day. I'm going to do some housekeeping and some intros. I just did mine. I realized I forgot to change the placeholders for our job titles. I'm not actually the Chief Legal Officer, but I wanted to introduce everybody who's on the call here today. Some of them might look familiar and some of them might be new faces for you. We're going to do a Q&A at the end, but these guys are in the chat. We've got a couple other Roofr account managers in there as well. So anything you need, just pop in the chat. And then the real stars of the show, we have our presenters. We have a bunch of our product managers joining us. Nate, I'm sure you all know and have probably been spoken to. He is the group product manager for the CRM. So he's been the one who's been really heads down on building the CRM for the last 3 years. We have Taylor. She's the senior product designer. She works really closely on the proposals team. We've got Roman, who also works on CRM. He's responsible for all of those quality of life updates that you've been seeing in the last couple of months, all the improvements to your day-to-day. We've got Divya, who is working on the QuickBooks integration. Spoiler alert, we'll get into that later. We've got Shruti, who's also working on the CRM, and she's really heads down on performance dashboards and all of those good insights that you're going to start getting from the jobs that you're running in Roofr. So we're really excited to have everybody here. The session is being recorded. Don't worry about taking notes. We'll also have about 10-15 minutes of Q&A at the end. Okay, now that I've nervously chattered through all the housekeeping, I'm going to take a deep breath and get into it. Love to start by getting some polls going with everybody on the call here today. We'd love to know if you're using Roofr alongside another CRM. We know that many of you are using Roofr for measurements or for the instant estimator, lots of other things. The other thing that we really want to know is what's the most important thing for you when you're choosing software. There's so many different softwares out there. There's new ones popping up every day. We want to make sure that we're always building what's really important for our actual customers and focusing in on what's making the biggest impact to you. So we want to just make sure that we are always getting feedback from you. This is like the foundation for everything that we build at Roofr. I'm sure you guys have all had some sort of interaction with Roofr on Facebook or through email where you've left a suggestion and we've passed that along. Awesome. So we're really excited to introduce this concept of Roofr Builds. And Roofr Builds is something that's new to us and new to you. And it really is something that captures our whole philosophy at Roofr. It's a bit cheeky because we have been building features. We've been releasing things constantly over the last 6 months. And really what we're going to cover is what's new in your workflows, not just the individual features, but we're going to go through how those features actually improve your day-to-day work and what new efficiencies you can actually unlock in Roofr. So Richie's not here, so I'm going to do his introduction, steal his thunder a little bit. But this is Richie. You probably all recognize him and may be familiar with his story. He's super active in the roofing industry, in the community. You probably see him in the Facebook groups. He's constantly responding to questions. He's in there with support tickets, trying to troubleshoot. He's super, super connected to the roofing industry. That's because he actually was a roofer. And that was what really drives a lot of our work at Roofr, is that our foundation comes from roofers. And so we want to make sure that we're building what's important to them. So in 2022, Richie was up on the roof. He was on the family business. He was actually on the roof shingling. He left to join a larger roofing company, and he had this idea for Roofr. He founded the marketplace. They went to DIY reports, and then Roofr Reports was born. And for a long time, Roofr was synonymous with Roofr measurement reports. And some of you might even still think that. But what Ruchi discovered with the Roofr reports is that really what was happening was all of a sudden customers were saving a lot of time when they didn't have to get up on the roof. And that started to turn into better sales, and they could actually pitch more jobs. And then the instant estimator was born. And really, the full focus of Roofr in the early days was bringing in more leads and how can we make that lead process more efficient. And from there, what we heard was that efficiency piece and that all of these tools were working together so that really busy roofing contractors didn't have to spend all their time managing all these softwares and these tools and trying to spend their time figuring things out, setting them up, and switching around different logins. Even that just kills time. So the whole system of Roofr was built around this concept that everything should work together. So Roofr reports, the calculator proposals were all built to work together. And then all of a sudden, we started to build the CRM. And the focus from that has been this efficiency. And this launched in 2023. And that was 2 years ago, which is crazy. But ever since then, there's been this continuous development of new features. With Roofr Builds, we really wanted to stop and take the time to reflect on what's changed since that 2023 CRM launch and what Roofr CRM looks like now in 2025. Like I said, this has really been the foundation of our philosophy at Roofr, and that is to build fast and build what matters. So with all of the features that we're going to go through today, the whole concept has been centered around this integration between the measurement reports and the proposals and the efficiency that unlocked. We've actually released so many new features and tools within Roofr, but so often we hear that our customers haven't heard of these things yet. So we just wanted to take a moment and actually go through all of the things that are possible in Roofr so we can remind everybody that Roofr is more than just measurements and proposals. It's actually like the full business management software for roofing businesses that includes all of the tools that you need to run your day-to-day, but it's built a little bit differently than some of the other competitors because of that integrated piece. So of course, we've got the measurements, the proposals, but everything really happens in the job board. Anytime you get a new lead, a new measurement, everything comes into the job board. That's where the magic happens with automations. It's really where you can save all of your time. The power of Roofr really comes when you're managing everything within Roofr and it starts to compound. So when you're managing your measurements and your proposals in the job board, you're automating all of that work, you're saving more time. All of a sudden you have time to look at how your job's performing in the performance dashboard. And that's where this system is really different for us. We also have homeowner comms features, which Nate are going to cover today. We've got material ordering available now. So in proposals, you can convert them into material orders instantly. We've got the calendar, which Nate will also get into. He just released the Google Calendar integrations 2 weeks ago. We have supplier integrations. Right now, you can connect with 3 of the major suppliers, ABC, QXO, SRS. There's also the job costing available in the job cards. So again, you're getting that compounding effect where the more work you manage in Roofr, the more insights you're getting. So all of a sudden you can see those jobs that you're running in Roofr, what the costs are, and you can start making those instant improvements. We have the work orders feature. It is in its first version. We're working on more features for work orders, but now you can also convert your proposals into work orders and send that work out to your crews. There's the instant estimator, of course. There's also the invoicing and the payments piece. So now you can really run your whole workflow in Roofr from measurement, lead, all the way through to invoicing and payments. You can automate it. You can automate your homeowner comms. You can do everything you really need to do in Roofr. And that's really what we're going to cover today. So the theme of the past 6 months sounds silly, but we've really been focusing on being able to do more in Roofr. And what we mean by that is actually replacing a lot of that work that you were doing outside of Roofr with the tools in Roofr. The goal of that is always to come back to that efficiency. So one of the first buckets of work that we really focused on is communication and coordination. There's so many features that have been developed and released to make this happen. So I won't go into all the details, but really what happens is we've learned that miscommunication is so expensive. Anytime there's a missed text, a missed call, somebody doesn't follow up right away, that can lead to losing up deals, can lead to lost deals if the communication is terrible, or, we see it all the time, spelling mistakes. All of these little things really add up because it impacts the homeowner experience. And the magic, again, of Roofr is that Roofr's communications tools do what your just regular old inbox can't. They work directly with all of your job information. So when you have measurements, proposals coming in on your job card, everything is automated and works together. You're able to create templates for really quick homeowner comms. So you're getting to customers faster, and messages are still personalized. You're having that professional experience. There's that standard experience. If you have a large sales team, you know that everybody's communicating professionally. You know that nobody's skipping any steps in that process. And you know that if you're a solo operator, which so many are, that you're actually able to save so much of that time. It doesn't seem like much, but the time it takes to shoot off a text or go into your inbox and try and find that thread really adds up. It takes away from where you could be focusing it on your business in more important areas. The other big update over the last 6 months is the calendar. So there's the Google Calendar integration, and there's exciting new calendar event types. So you're really able to keep a lot of that organization within your calendar there in a way that your regular calendar can't, because it works where the rest of your work does. The other really big theme also sounds pretty straightforward, but it's actually just the little things that make work more efficient. And when you're working faster, really, we know that the goal is to complete the jobs faster and to get paid faster. And there's all these little bottlenecks that happen between that proposal signed to the getting paid part. A couple of the quality of life updates there are stage blocking tasks. You know that your team is always following the processes in order to get the job done properly and that you can get paid properly. Amanda has this quote that sticks out in my head where she says that as the owner operator, she really becomes the bottleneck for getting paid because she has to be that barrier for a lot of the tasks getting done because she wants to make sure that it's getting done properly. So stage blocking tasks, it removes that element of it. There's been automated invoices have been released, so you can follow up on anything that's outstanding and it doesn't slip through the cracks. You can make sure you're getting paid in a timely manner. You're not having to have that constant reminders to follow up. And then another big update has been platform fees on invoices. We know a big barrier for getting paid with a lot of roofing companies is payment processing. There's a fee that's always associated to it. Anytime you tap your credit card at a coffee shop, you're always paying a fee to use your credit card. You don't notice it on a coffee because 2.8% of a coffee is pretty negligible, but on a roof, that really adds up. And as a contractor, obviously, that's coming out of your pocket. So what platform fees does is you can enable platform fees and you can actually allow customers to pay by credit or ACH so that they're getting that peace of mind, that security that it's an online payment without actually having to absorb that cost. So on your invoices, it will say the charge for processing a payment is that, and they'll accept it and they can actually absorb that cost. So here, really what you're replacing is that constant need to follow up, and you're replacing any of those bottlenecks between your admin team and the sales team. So you can automate your invoice requests, you can automate those payment requests, and you can automate actual payments and payment processing. The last sort of theme is visibility and always knowing what's happening within your platform. And the visibility piece really just makes work so much more efficient, because when you're not going back to what we said before about jumping around to so many different platforms, that wastes a lot of time and you're always searching for answers. But when everything is in one place, you're able to see how everything is connected, how your whole business is actually performing, and you're able to make in the moment decisions that actually move the needle. So we've got some pretty exciting job report changes coming up, which Shruti's going to go over. There's tons of job card updates that have allowed for more visibility on your jobs within Roofr. Have you been using your job card, you know that all of your information on your job is right there. It's really your single source of truth. So you're able to see what's outstanding, who's doing what. You're saving so much time on updates and chasing updates. And really what this does is it just replaces all of those like scattered sources. It allows you to just see those insights in the moment and see you can make in the moment changes. So now what we're going to do is we're going to actually go into some demos of some of these major features that have been released. And I know this is what everybody's here to see. This is our agenda for today. We're going to be covering one of our really major changes that we've been hearing a lot, multiple assignees in the job card. It's one of those quality of life updates that makes a really big impact. We're going to be talking about all of the new insurance features. They're sort of scattered throughout the platform, but there's a lot more insurance functionality that's available in Roofr now. We're going to be covering the PDF signer, which was previously known as signatures for anybody here who's been on the beta. That's the whole point of beta. As we mentioned, we love feedback. We heard the name signatures was a little bit confusing, so it has been renamed as PDF Signer. You might have seen some sneak peeks of it already, but it will officially be live in Roofr today. The inbox, I'm not going to steal Nate's thunder on that because he's up next. The job reports, we've done a complete overhaul of how job insights are actually reported and what you can do with that. And so Shruti's also going to be going over the future roadmap and then the QuickBooks integration, which we all know has been a long time coming. Let's get into it.
Is it my turn?
It's your turn. Nate, inbox.
The anticipation was killing me. Hi, everyone. I'm Nate. I'm a product manager overseeing our CRM teams here at Roofr. I'm super excited to get to talk to all of you today, specifically around the communications features we've been working on and the inbox. So let's jump right into it. To set the stage, I'm going to talk high level about the general functionality of the inbox and why it can be valuable to you. Nuts and bolts wise, what we'll cover is the Gmail integration, the inbox, both like generally and the job specific inbox. We'll talk about automations and then how those tie into communications templates and dynamic fields. So jumping into it, the Gmail integration from a visual perspective is super straightforward. We navigate to the integrations page and then we go through the authentication flow, but the implications on your business are super meaningful. So it allows you to send and receive emails from your Gmail domain in Roofr. And this is important for a couple of reasons. First, it improves the consistency of your brand. So today, if you're sending emails like for proposals or invoices or material orders, those are sent by Roofr. And obviously some of the emails that you're sending from your Gmail account are from your Gmail domain. So it's just a little bit jarring for homeowners in some cases to receive emails from you and from Roofr. And so what this enables you to do is just send all of your communications directly from your Gmail domain. The second thing is that emails sent from outside of Roofr from an integrated email account will appear in Roofr when relevant. So that means like if you're emailing back and forth with a customer, whether you're on your mobile device in your Gmail app, you're on your desktop, all of those communications get synced to Roofr so that over the course of the lifetime of a job, all that information will be stored and visible. So that's really meaningful from an auditability perspective. So like if you want to check out what some of your reps are sending, you can do that. But it's also meaningful because you can get the right context over the life cycle of the communication with a customer. So whether or not you talked to them a month ago or you talked to them a year ago, you know what you've said and you can get that context right whenever you're speaking to them. If you're familiar with Gmail, the inbox will be very familiar to you. We navigate to the communications section and you now have a global inbox that records all of your customer comms. So the super interesting thing here to call out is that we're displaying a consolidated view of your email and SMS together. So that means it's aggregating everything from across all of your jobs so that you can interact with everything seamlessly. You've got the regular features of an inbox. So you can think about searching, filtering. You can filter by sent emails, received emails or text messages, unread. We can compose text messages and emails either from scratch or from templates that you've created in the past with dynamic fields. I'll jump into those in a second when we get to automations. And obviously we can reply to or forward emails as well. So you can see here in the demo, I'm just showing you how we can use templates and some dynamic fields and how all of those are available in our inbox when we're going to send or compose texts or emails. So tying this all together is automations, and this superpowers your communications in Roofr. You set up automations in Roofr using if-then statements. That's pretty easy to understand. If a job moves to a particular stage, then I want to send a text message to a homeowner. If a proposal is unsigned for more than 24 hours, then I want to send an automated text message to follow up with the homeowner. So these are paired with both email and text message templates, as well as dynamic fields within those templates so that the language you're using in each interaction is consistent, but also job specific. So the communications that you're sending the day before a roof installation will always be the same. Hey, we're coming at this time. Please move your car out of the driveway. Expect to receive the materials. But the job specific information like customer name, insurer, proposal value, those are all things that are specific to the customer. So dynamic fields lets you get those details correct. The templates allow you to standardize the communication. And as I said, dynamic fields make sure that all the communications you have that job specific context. And what we're seeing with contractors who use automations tied or communications tied to automations is better close rate. So you follow up with your homeowners automatically. That's the first thing and most important thing people care about. Second thing is the experience is better. Homeowners get the information that they need at the right time proactively. So instead of having to answer questions from homeowners, you're just sending them the information as the job moves throughout its life cycle automatically.
Amazing. Yeah, there's so much work that's been done on automations, and I think there's a lot more coming, but really that automated follow-up has been such a game changer.
Yeah, definitely. We're excited about it and can't wait to hear what everybody thinks.
Awesome. We are going to have Taylor come on and show some of the insurance fields and other insurance updates.
Cool. Yeah. Thanks, Mac. Hi, everyone. My name is Taylor. I'm the product designer on proposals. I'm going to talk to you a bit about one piece of the insurance puzzle, which is insurance fields and how they can add some value to your workflows. Thinking about your workflows, if you've ever spent half a day digging through your emails, your photos, your old notes, just trying to find these details and add them to all the different aspects of your job, we feel that and we've been there and we've heard your feedback. With Roofr, these fields all live right where they belong, which is on the job. So they flow directly into your proposal workflow from there as well. There's no more of the copy paste chaos. It's just clean digital paperwork. It's super simple. These types of things, they typically can slow teams down when you get hung up on the details that are missing. You're working on a job, you realize you don't have maybe the policy number or the claim ID, all the stuff that your insurance job will depend on, and you'll have to follow up, wait for replies, and kind of figure out what to do next. But now, on every job card, you're going to see a new insurance section. So you can toggle this on, add your company name, your policy number, claim ID, all the stuff that you need. And you can take these dynamic tokens and use them right inside your proposals. You can add them to your templates. So if your job has the information, it'll automatically pre-fill when you generate the proposal. If information's missing, we'll also flag it before you send, so there's no surprises later on. So in here on the job card, like I said, this is opening up the insurance section. You can add the company name, policy number, claim amount, deductible, and more. And this is kind of the cool part is that when you go to create a proposal from here, you can use an insurance template. So we'll skip the measurement for this, use our insurance template that I've created, and I've added a bunch of dynamic tokens for the insurance fields here. So in this text section, you can notice how I already have pre-filled like the claim number, the company name. So once that template has been connected to a job, the proposal has all the correct information. So when we preview, you can see how all that information fits seamlessly into the insurance agreement part of your proposal. And if, let's say, your coordinator was to update the claim number later, it would sync right into the proposal so that you're never chasing edits or sending outdated information. In edit mode here, you can see how all those fields are in the sidebar. It doesn't have to stay at the template level, so you can make changes there as well. Overall, this just means fewer gaps. It's faster turnarounds for your team, a lot less back and forth. Your owners are getting more visibility. Coordinators get this checklist. Your sales reps send these really buttoned up professional proposals that are ready to go. So to start using it, like I said, you just turn on insurance fields on the job, you add them to your template, and then you're good to go. It's a small change, but it saves a ton of time. And once your team starts using it, you'll probably wonder how you ever manage without these special little tokens.
Product designer or a salesperson? What a pair.
Thanks, Mac.
Awesome. One other really exciting thing that has been slowly being rolled out over the last few weeks is ESX files. ESX files are currently in beta. So they're available for anybody who's on a Roofr plan right now, whether you're on pay-as-you-go or on one of our paid plans. You can now add an ESX file at checkout for a Roofr report. And these are Xactimate ready files. So they work the same way that your regular Roofr report works. You just order the report, you'll get your measurement report delivered within Roofr. And within the platform, you'll be able to download the ESX file and you can just simply upload it into Xactimate and you'll have your sketch file. So that saves obviously tons of time if you're out there manually drawing your sketch files. Or if you're paying somebody to do it, which some are, then that can save you a lot of money as well. We're all about efficiency here. The other really important thing that this unlocks is that you don't have to use multiple systems for all of your measurement reports. You can really move a lot of that jumping around and manage all of your measurement reports within Roofr. So it's currently in beta. We're rolling it out slowly. We're working on just improving the data that we're getting. If you have access to Roofr, you can actually order your ESX reports at checkout right now. Perfect. Now we're going to talk about some of the quality of life improvements on the job card with multiple job assignees. Introduce Roman.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me here. My name is Roman. I'm one of the product managers in the CRM group, and today I'll present functionality which allow you to assign up to 10 teammates to a job. So multiple job assignees allowing you to assign up to 10 people to a job for visibility, ability to receive all the job-related notifications and interact with the job. Assignee can do all the actions within this job. They can leave an internal note. They can send email to a homeowner, add new attachments to a job, or create a proposal. So basically all the same actions back what job owner can do. And the only difference is that is the performance dashboard. So on the performance dashboard, we have value of 1 jobs. That value will go to the job owner. I will show you later that during our demo. And that's why job owner always should be assigned to a job. It's a mandatory field when how assignees is optional field. Job owner always will be assigned automatically. It will be the person who created this job, but then later you can reassign that and assign someone else. So in the job, we have 2 fields, assignees and job owner. Adding and removing assignees is extremely easy. You just need to choose team members from the list. Team members is divided on members and managers. And once you add those assignees, it will be reflected on the job card in the job board here in the job board view, and in the list view in the assignee column, you will see them as well. And then when you open the job in the activity log, you will see those changes as well. The job owner is a mandatory field, as I mentioned before, and is the one who get the value on jobs, like right here in the performance dashboard, and job can have only 1 owner. In the automations, you can set up scenarios which will affect only a job owner or all assignees in the job. For example, you can set up automations like if a job change stage to some specific job stage, then send email either to job owner or to all team members assigned to this job. And also recently we released job notes functionality. It's not related to job owners, but just using this opportunity, I wanted to encourage you to try that, visibility to edit, delete, and reply to a note. And very, very recently, in fact, yesterday, we released the ability to add text to a job. So again, using this opportunity to kind of encourage you to check out these new features. And that's all from my side. Thank you.
Yeah, there's always quality of life improvements happening within Roofr. That's really goes back to our philosophy of build fast and build what matters. So the team is always making updates. Make sure that you're keeping your eyes out for those changes within Roofr and the notifications for those changes. All right, Taylor's coming back with PDF Signer, formerly known as Signatures.
Yeah. So I am the product designer for proposals, but as we've expanded, I've also been super lucky to help build out our PDF signer from scratch. As Mac mentioned, some of you who are in the beta will remember it as Signatures, but we heard you on this and noted that it was a little confusing. So we renamed it to PDF Signer. Super simple and straightforward, explains what it is based on your helpful feedback. Collecting a customer signature, it shouldn't take 3 tools and 5 emails. Our new PDF signer, all you do is you upload, you drop your fields in, you send it, and you can track all within Roofr. So there's no more bouncing between all those different apps. When you're jumping between PDF editors, e-sign apps, and your CRM, things are going to slip. You'll lose things. Your crew will be waiting on paperwork that's sitting in somebody's inbox, but now it's all right here within Roofr. PDF Signer has a built-in e-sign tool for all your roofing docs, things like warranties, contingency agreements, inspection reports, you name it. You can drag and drop signature, initial, date, and text fields onto these documents. You can assign fields to the homeowner and the contractor. Everything gets tracked right on the job timeline too, so you can see who viewed it, who signed it, and when. And if you use the same docs often, you can save them as templates. So your team isn't rebuilding from scratch every time. There's a repeatable process there. And just like proposals, you also have access to all that dynamic information in the job. So the company info, the customer info, and the insurance fields, all of these can be added to your PDF signer templates as well. And they'll be pre-filled once you create that template into a document. So it's a really connected process and it can streamline your workflows. Cool. From the job in here, now you'll see along the top, we have the new PDF Signer tab. When we get down here, you can click to create a document. And when you do this, you can choose a template or upload your own PDF. In this sample, we're going to work with one of our really commonly used contingency agreement templates. I've already added a bunch of dynamic fields into this template, and they've populated now that they're in a document connected to the job. So you can see the company information there, the customer information, like the name and the address. And then along with this, I've also placed some signature fields for both the contractor and the homeowner, and I've marked them as required. You can make them required or optional. Another thing that you might want to do is you can just easily drag and drop more fields onto the document at this time. So maybe we want to add some date fields. We can do that. We can choose to format them as required or optional. So you can see I've added for both the contractor and the homeowner. Once we go into the preview, you can see how all this information is just seamlessly built into the document. You can fill out your contractor fields at this time. It'll prompt us to record a date. And then we can also record the signature. And this is really neatly stamped with a time and date afterwards once it's been completed so that it's got all the verification attached to it. When you go to send, you can do that. Or you can sign now as if you're at a kitchen table deal with your customer or something like that. So we'll just do that for the demo. Record the signature here as well. If you were to send it, your customer would just get a simple link on any device. They don't need an account. They don't need a download. It's just really straightforward. And then when we head back to the job, you can see the status of the document. And if there was any history, you could see if the customer had viewed it, you could see the time that it's sent. So it's all recorded in one place. Overall, this feature, it's just cutting out the waiting game. So your documents are going out faster. Your customers can easily sign on their phones. You can get to scheduling sooner. And since everything's tied to the job, your whole team has one source of truth. You can use the PDF signer actually after the session. It got released this morning to all customers. Super exciting. Try it out on your next customer document. The templates are super simple to set up and get going in minutes. And then you can use your time where it counts.
Awesome. I will say it's an elite feature, so it's available on the elite plan. So anybody who's on elite will have access to it right away. One of the best things about the way that the PDF signer has been built, because you can use your existing PDFs rather than just building the doc within Roofr, you can really expand the use cases for your types of documents that you're including. So there's the option to do forms, checklists, all of those other types of documents that you need through every single stage of the workflow, not just contracts. So because of the dynamic field section that Taylor showed earlier, there's really 2 options for you to be creating documents within Roofr.
Yeah, awesome.
Great. We are so excited to get to show you the QuickBooks beta. This is one of the most commonly requested features, probably next to Google Calendar and a mobile app.
Yes, thank you. Hi, everyone. My name is Divya. I am one of the product managers on the fintech team, and I'm on a mission. So the mission here is that I want everybody to just, do finance or invoicing within our platform. We heard that, you're doing invoicing in our platform and you love to hate that feature. Is because it forces you to then go back to the Excel or go back to your QuickBooks and redo everything. And we're like, hey, we can do better. We can definitely do better and ease out your pain, and we heard you. So what we have built is not a Zapier automation, not a connector, but a direct integration to QuickBooks. So when I say direct, I really mean like on a click of a button, your information is transferred over to QuickBooks and you're at ease. And the additional point which I would like to bring up here is we are actually taking care of everything that you need in QuickBooks, like talk taxes, talk to me about customers, talk to me about accounts that you want to transfer over. Everything has been taken care of, and that is within Roofr. So this is a one-way exchange. Roofr is your source of contact and source of truth, and then everything in QuickBooks is just a blatant copy. So you're doing everything within our CRM and you're not getting out, and that's what we want you to do. All right. One of the things that you should keep in mind here is that this has been built out for our elite users and above, and only people with certain privileges, like if you're logged in as a manager or an owner, you're able to actually transfer over data to QuickBooks. Otherwise, you are restricted, and that's just to keep your books neater. We just want that people with certain privileges are only allowed to transfer over the data. As you know, invoicing can be done through proposals. So I'm here converting one of my proposals to invoice. It has 3 lines, as you can see, and has a tax as well. So we'll continue this proposal to invoicing with the due date now is with the same details as on your proposal and has a billing customer. All I'm doing is at a click of a button, exporting to QuickBooks. On right, you will now start to look at like a QuickBooks button. And now you can see this invoice in QuickBooks. I just type in the number 69. That was my invoice. And you can see as your customer, and all the 3 details that you saw have been transferred over, and all details are as is. It has even taken care of the taxable lines on your invoices. Another thing is that you can add your payment record to your Roofr invoice, and that also will be transferred over to QuickBooks. So here I've created a $100 bill. I'm just hitting export again. It will prompt me to export the $100 payment. And on hitting export, you can see on your QuickBooks again, like the same invoice 69. On the top right, you will see that there is a $100 payment record that has been created. Now, another thing is that if I use the same proposal and you do not want your details to be transferred over with the invoice, but you just need a one-liner because your CPA is like, hey, spare me the details. Just give me one-liner on what this invoice was about and I'll just take care of it. We have taken care of that as well. So the point is just put in your details and use the second export option, that is export as a single line, and give your invoice a summary. So if you're giving it as a roof replacement, that's what I'm using here because that's your job. When you select this and just hit export, your invoice in QuickBooks will just now reflect the summary. It will bar you with the details and the invoice will stand as is. So this is invoice number 70. And now when you scroll down, all you will see is a line summary and it will mark as taxable because your summary was, and then your other sum total has been taken care of. So see 3 lines, but 1 line in your QuickBooks. And that's about it. Now, a couple of more points that I would like to help you here with. This entire integration is still in beta. So you need to reach out to your reps at Roofr and then sign a beta form. It'll put you on a beta calendar and we'll send out invites to you and then get you onboarded onto this. Another thing which is very prominent about this is that this is a one-way export, is that we create stuff in Roofr and then export it to QuickBooks. We are still working towards a lot of future agnostic features in QuickBooks. We would want to do voiding. We would want to do editing of payments. We would want to do two-way export where if you do payments in books, we can read it over to Roofr and then create a link. Project job costing. These are few features that we are working towards. No promises on the timeline because we get to prioritize them accordingly. And beta is where we seek your feedback. So if you end up being our beta user, your feedback on what's more important and what should follow next is what will decide the geo of this feature.
Awesome. Thank you. Adele just posted in the chat, but if you do want to get added to that beta, you can either reach out to your account manager or just raise your hand here and we'll actually get you connected to them right away. We've got tons of account managers in the chat here, so we can get that set up for you. Job reports. This is going to be the first installment of many improvements to the job reporting and dashboards. So super excited for Shruti to walk through the first set of changes.
Hey everyone, I'm Shruti, product manager in the CRM team here in Roofr. And I'm really excited for you all to show the Roofr's new job report feature. We just released this feature for all the users today. So if you have not seen it, this is the time. So here's the thing, like our current performance dashboard shows you a lot of charts, right? Shows you a table. Of course, those are meaningful trends and numbers, but what we kept hearing is the same frustration. I see my close rate drop, but which jobs did we lose? I see job value spiking, but where is it coming from? So during our customer calls, I saw many of you managing this data analytics and business decisions on a spreadsheet and holding the pain of maintaining the data manually and taking all the decision together with the operations overhead is, I think, a lot for anyone to manage. So what I see, you guys were just staring at the inside, couldn't click through, couldn't find what are the jobs that are, just consolidating with that. If you want to just see the X-ray vision of the job report here, I will give you the demo. So where you will find it, it's in your performance dashboard. It's the last report that you see. At the top, you see 3 major metrics: total jobs, total value, and average. And then at the bottom, you see all the jobs that are contributing to those metrics with valuable information, address, lead source, and whatnot. The other powerful thing is the filter. So you can just filter it either by one specific field or you can filter by multiple. So you can go really narrow in finding those list of jobs that you're looking for. And then after you filter the set that you're looking for, you can just export. Of course, the export functionality is only available for the elite users, but you can download the filtered version that you're seeing right now. Or if you're looking forward to just downloading everything so that you can plug into your bookkeeping software or any other software for just projection, you can always do that. And if you have created, let's say, just now a new job and that is not reflecting here in the job report, you can always use this refresh button to refresh it, and it's going to just show you that latest one that you have created. So yeah, you just saw a quick demo, your jobs report in action, just in a few clicks. You can see everything organized, sorted out, filtered in one place with all the custom filters. And for elite users, we have export functionality. So no more maintaining the manual spreadsheet. This is just the beginning, right? So we just started with one report. We are going to revamp the whole performance dashboard. So all those reports that only gives you charts and numbers, you will have much more value. So of course, the pain of managing the manual spreadsheet is going to just fade away very soon. So you're not flying blind. You have all the insights that you need to go strategically. That's all from me. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. You're not flying blind, even when you're trying to figure out what types of job insights you need to know. It's populated at the top so you can manage your filters. But one of the biggest pain points of using a really complex CRM for performance dashboard is it puts the onus on you to really set up all of those filters, and it's a lot of work. So this is automating the value that you're going to see from all of your job information. All right, we did it in under an hour. One thing I want to call out is these are just a few of the major changes that have happened over the 6 months and that are going to be live in your account today. When you log in, you'll see a recap of all of the features that we covered here today, plus some other ones that we didn't have time to go over. The other thing that I really want to encourage you to do is really lean on our support team. I'm sure many of you have gone through the implementation process and have your account managers, but one of the things at Roofr is you have a full team of support behind you. So there's the always on support for anything that you need in the day-to-day that you can reach out to in the chat. There's the implementation team, and they're really focused on anytime there's new feature updates, they're focused on optimizing your account. And this is not like a one-off interaction with them. I would really encourage you to book consistent meetings with them and reach out to them on a consistent basis and make sure that you're staying up to date with everything that's new in Roofr, because we get it. Like, we're building fast. There's so many new things coming out and you're really busy. We're here to actually do a lot of that heavy lifting for you to help you not only set it up, but to show you how to optimize it and to find some best practices and help you make the most out of your account. We're not just here to like set up and leave you to your own devices. You also have a dedicated account manager. So they're really focused on finding opportunities for your business as well. So you can always set up calls with them to review what's going on and see if there's any ways that you can make improvements and really analyze your business's performance within Roofr. They speak to so many different roofing businesses every day. They can really have a lot of helpful insights for how you can find new things that you hadn't even thought about. Other resources, we have our Roofr Unlocked Facebook group. This was actually started by a Roofr user who was a super avid Roofr user and just wanted to connect with other users and have that peer-to-peer sort of questions, and it's all Roofr specific. So if you join that Facebook group, you'll be able to ask best practices from other people who are using the system. You know, there's always questions about what are you doing to automate this? And people are sharing examples. Our users are so happy to share that information with each other. Such a great community in there. We also have all of our master classes. There's the Roofr Academy as well. This is really great for not only you, but anybody on your team as well. So make sure that anytime a new customer or a new employee is starting at your company, like send them to the Roofr Academy. They can go through all of the training so you don't have to do it. And then you know that everybody's up to date on the Roofr system and you're really getting the most out of your platform. And of course, our constant blog and these quarterly updates with all of the new features. Finally, just wanted to say thank you so much for taking time out of your day. We know that it's definitely never slow in roofing, and we appreciate you taking the time. If you have any questions, either reach out to your account manager, reach out in the support chat in Roofr, and they'll get you connected to the right person. But just, lean on Roofr. We're here to help you get the most out of your platform. Thank you.